I'm going to hit one study, and this really speaks to the commitment that Neutrogena has to retinols. We published in 2024 an integrated analysis of 6 studies, and this integrated analysis looked at various parameters of photoaging, including wrinkles and crow's feet and uneven pigmentation and overall photo damage as well. The patients were 30 years old and over. They had to have mild to moderate photoaging. And they combined all 6 of these studies. There was over 350 patients. Many of the studies are split face. So it ends up that, there were 234 subjects in the vehicle and 237 in the retinol group. Of course, some of them serve as their own control in a vehicle controlled study. But basically what they found was as early as 4 weeks using Neutrogena 0.1% stabilized retinol, patients started seeing statistically significant improvement over the vehicle control. And that's 4 weeks. And then, of course, it got better over time. The studies were all 12-week studies, except one, I think, was an 8-week study. But the nice thing about doing this integrated analysis is we have what is really the largest cohort of patients ever to be examined and ever to be, I think, published, at least it was when we published it in 2024, that used a retinol. We have tons of research on tretinoin, and as you guys know, that was more my era than yours. But they were publishing in the 90s tons of studies, big studies and good studies, because it was prescription, right?
Yeah.
But they made a huge commitment here with these 6 studies, all vehicle controlled, all double blinded, and actually they were done by the same investigator over a period of time. So there's a lot of consistency here. Obviously, integrated analyses can have some weaknesses because you are putting different studies together. But these were all very similar studies. And, the data is just so strong here. And this was looking at wrinkles on the forehead, looking at periorbital wrinkles, looking at cheek wrinkles, uneven pigmentation, brown spots, and overall photoaging. So such a great study. I loved when they published this. It was a labor of love because it was a lot of work to get it published. But it really, I think, adds significantly to the literature. The other thing that they... Go ahead, Kavita.
And Patty, to your point, it's incredible that an over-the-counter brand would foray into a double-blind scientific paper, right? And the thing that I loved about that work is that it was done over 12 weeks, because so much of what we'll see in these sort of white papers or offshoots that are not actually through peer-reviewed journals, so this is peer-reviewed, it got into the literature, is these 4-week studies, 6-week studies. Well, in 4 and 6 weeks, what are you really seeing? You're seeing a little bit of just moisturization, the benefits of using something, the benefits of having a routine. So 12 weeks is really where, the truth comes out. And I loved that study because it felt like there was such good data that we don't see over-the-counter companies really engaging in.
Yeah.
Right. I think to me too, it really speaks to their commitment to accessibility, right? Wanting consumers and our patients to have access to scientifically backed and efficacious products that are, accessible to everybody. And I appreciate that.
I agree. I love that democratization, as we call
it.
The
democratization is so important. I was at a dinner a year ago, and it was a government program funding thing for the Women's Health Initiative. And the line that always stuck with me is that half of the world is going to go through menopause. And yet, here we are. How do we not have more programs, more education about this? And to be able to actually tell women, look, let's start here. This is the first thing to put in the bucket for your skincare and these skin concerns. You can get it at the drugstore. To me, is such a win.